Welcome in, everybody, to the first episode of the 2025-2026 Philadelphia Flyers season. This is the Man in Orange and Black, the podcast for the sane Flyers fan. Keen-eyed viewers will notice I have a new microphone.
Yeah.
Matt made me do that.
I gifted it to him. How about that?
It was more like, here, you need this.
Here, this is a much better microphone for you.
I don't know. Do I sound better to you?
Oh, yeah.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
with us is Matt Craig. I'm Steve Murray. We are with you for the new season of Flyers hockey, hopefully different than the last season of Flyers hockey, where we finished with the fourth worst record and, of course, fell to the sixth highest draft pick because that's just how things go.
Yeah.
But, hey, Porter Martone, the selection made with that 6th overall pick, scored on his first shift for Michigan State and then proceeded to beat somebody down. So he's a Flyer.
Oh, he's a Flyer. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Gordie Howe hat trick now. Let's go.
Can see the Wayne Simmons in it.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so being we're recording this on a Sunday before the season starts. You're listening to it maybe on the Wednesday before this puck drops on Thursday. So we might not have everything ready to go because there are some little minor details that have yet to be finalized at this point. But in period number one, we're going to talk about the offseason and the preseason. What were some of the changes that were made? I know we covered it in an earlier episode, but now that we've had a whole offseason and a preseason to think about it, it's all crap. No, I'm just kidding. It's
not quite.
We'll go through
Not quite. Yeah.
We'll go through we actually had a piece of news drop today, which was rather unexpected.
Yeah. Shocking.
At the end of the first period.
Oh, yeah.
Good news if you're a Flyers fan.
Oh, very much so. Yeah.
Period two, we're going to get into what we think is the final roster because we don't have a final say yet, but we think we've got a pretty good idea of who's in, who's out. And we'll talk about what we think of what happened in the preseason. Were we happy with certain players? Were we unhappy? Who are we ready to fire into the sun? Zamula! Sorry, clearing my throat.
Wake up. Come on. Yeah. Right.
Thank you, Taco.
Yeah.
And then in period three, we're going to go through the 25-26 schedule, get some of the highlights, some of the big games that are going to be on the horizon, and what we as fans hope to see this season. But why don't we kick off episode one here in period number one with the biggest change that occurred this offseason, revisiting once again the hiring of Rick Tocchet as head coach. Now that you've listened to interviews all offseason and you've seen his work behind the bench this preseason, how are you feeling? I know we were both kind of feeling like,
yeah,
we can dig it.
Oh, yeah.
Go to work.
Yeah.
How do you feel now after the preseason has ended?
I feel pretty good, Steve. Honestly, I think for one thing, I don't have to worry about ropes on the ice, and I don't have to worry about fitness tests and all this stuff. And I mean, the foundation of that was really good, obviously, with Tortorella, no question about it. Helped change that culture. I think Tocchet is it's like a breath of fresh air, and I think you could definitely see the next step in this rebuilding process taking place, I think. I see Sanheim has had a really good preseason. We'll talk about that. But I think overall, I think the team is looking good. I think the only thing that really concerned me with the preseason was the fact that we didn't have any regulation wins. All of our wins came through the shootout this year or in the early part of the preseason. Not that it matters, but it's like I would love to see a 60-minute. You win the game 3-1. You win the game 4-2, or something along those lines. That didn't happen. So there's still some, I guess you could say, some growing pains that are still taking place.
Well, they got to learn his system,
and they got to learn his system on top of that. Exactly. And but I love the fact that he's here. His press conferences are entertaining, aren't they? I mean, they are. I kind of agree with you. Yeah, it's like this. Yeah. And he just rambles on and on and on, and it's like, yeah, okay, you get it, Rick. Let's go.
He's got the same kind of honesty streak that Torts does, in that he's not just going to give you the canned answer. I've noticed.
Yeah.
He does put thought into his responses, just the way Torts did. But the thing I've liked about seeing him doing his press junket tours is a lot of the fear people, he's going to make him dump and chase all the time. And it's like, he comes in and he says, yeah, I want Michkov to hang on to the puck. And I'm like, see?
What's going on? Yeah. Right?
He's not going to force a technique on people that doesn't fit.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like what he really wants to instill is, be on the right side of the puck and, take chances, but don't take unnecessary risks. Both defensemen should not be up in the play at one time. Maybe, York, you want to think if Sanheim's already in there, probably not.
You could hang back a little bit. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Right. Exactly. So he's not going to turn us into the 1987 Philadelphia Flyers.
I don't know. I kind of like 10-8. I'm just saying, Steve, I kind of like 10-8. It was fun back then.
I meant more the dump and chase at
exactly.
I see your point.
Yeah.
I mean, with this goaltending, we might have to win.
We might have to win 10-8. Yeah, exactly.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
All right. So you're still feeling pretty positive.
Oh yeah, I feel pretty good. Yeah. I think everything from the coaching staff, and they're definitely, like I said, kind of learning the system. But you could definitely see there is a very easy culture, a very easy calmness around the entire culture is what I'm trying to say, basically. And you don't have like the stigma of, okay, this is year 3 of Tortorella, the hard line. You got to get this done. If you don't get this done, we're going to struggle, all that kind of stuff. You don't have that hanging over their heads, which is good. It's like you need to kind of just have, let's just go approach this new year with as much optimism as we possibly can and see what happens. In that case, it's like the old Tocchet. Let's just go out there and wing it, man. Let's just do it. Let's just have fun and just do it. But there's also good structure, good foundation pieces in place. They're starting to build things slowly but surely. And I mean, I'm loving it. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Like I said, I think a lot of the concerns that were first brought up when he was first hired have been allayed through what he's done and what they've shown.
Yeah.
So I have a positive outlook toward the coaching experience.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest change made to this roster was the addition of one Trevor Zegras from Anaheim. Ryan Poehling was traded for him. His contract is up at the end of this year, I think.
Oh yeah,
if I recall correctly.
Yep, so he'll be restricted free agent next year.
Yeah, he's restricted free agent, so he's kind of on a prove it. But he's already trying to learn from Couturier how to better do faceoffs. He's very adamant and desirous of playing center, and he seems, at least he says, he's willing to do the things that are needed to play and be a high-end quality center in the National Hockey League. What do you think of Zegras so far in a Flyer uniform?
He looks terrific. I mean, he's had, from the production standpoint, him and Michkov have played extremely well, especially on the power play. There was a power play goal against Boston. It was an absolute tic-tac-toe. No chance for the goaltender, and he roofs it up high. It was an absolutely beautiful goal. And then another highlight was a shootout goal that he had in the last game, which I can't remember who they played.
Devils.
Thank you. And he just beat Jake Allen like zip. And it was like in the net before he even flinched. It was that good. So having that ability, and I think JJ even made it on the call. I just caught tail end. It was like, oh, all 3 wins by the shootout, and they were like killing everybody in the shootout. So I think shootout wins aren't going to be the albatross that it has been over the last few years with this guy in there. So we'll see. Yeah, but
I don't feel like shootouts the last, say, 2 years have been that much of a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Before that, absolutely. We sucked.
Yeah,
at it.
It was terrible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But with the addition of Zegras, now you have multiple possibilities for shooters that we didn't have that kind of depth.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, last year we had Michkov, we had Konechny, Brink to an extent.
Maybe Forrester.
Yeah. It's like, but now we're building more depth.
Yeah.
What I want to see, and I'll be honest, I haven't watched a lot of preseason highlights, so I can't tell you. What I want to see Zegras is doing a lot of work in the hard areas, in the corners. I think that's where, as a center, if you want to be one of the best, you got to do the hard mucking work.
Oh yeah.
So I'd like to see more of him. I did see a little bit of the game yesterday against the New Jersey Devils, and it did look like he was working hard. Came away with a couple pucks.
Okay.
Working in the corners, so that's definitely a positive development.
Oh yeah.
But
to do it 82 games though,
right,
that's going to be the challenge, I think, for him. Yeah.
Yeah, and we could talk about this later. I'm a little concerned about a Zegras-Michkov pair as a regular, just because of the defensive liability. But who knows?
But if you stick on the power play,
on the power play,
it's like I'll take that.
100%.
I'll take that. Yeah,
100%.
but not together. I agree with you. Yeah, because I think they're both offensively minded, and maybe not as strong defensively minded for both players. So yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Right. All right. So then the next move we're going to get to Danny Briere signs a 1-year contract with not Radek, Christian Dvorak. Played for Tocchet in Arizona. Spent last year with the Montreal Canadiens. I've liked what I've seen from him so far in preseason.
Same here.
Like a smart player. You can play him up and down the lineup. Center,
having his defensive prowess in that on the penalty kill, and then like there was the breakout where he strips the puck. And it was a Matthew Schneider turnover of the Islanders game, actually. The young rookie defenseman. Schaefer, thank you. Not Schneider.
Not Matthew Schneider of the 90s Red Wings.
See, that's the thing. It's crazy. Anyway, so defenseman turns it over, and Dvorak up the ice, and he hears Sanheim, and he drops it behind him, and Sanheim with a bullet goal. It was a great play, shorthanded. I think his defensive prowess, particularly on the penalty kill, is going to make a difference on this team. And again, I think you would agree, it's probably a 1-year prove it. Does he come back after that point? That's a great question. We'll see what happens.
Certainly
it's
not at $5 million.
Not at $5 million. Yeah.
Unless he puts like 20 goals in, then maybe we could talk. But I look at him sort of as the Paling replacement.
Mm-hmm. Maybe with a little
fast.
more NHL seasoning on him. Yeah.
More NHL seasoning, not as fast, probably a smarter player. More defensive skill. While having sort of a similar, Paling had some offensive talent, but it was kind of flashy.
Yeah.
Like it was here and there. It wasn't consistent.
Yeah.
So I look at Dvorak as sort of the Paling that replacing Paling after we traded him to get Zegras.
Yeah, for sure.
But we'll see how he does. It's not. I wouldn't say prove it. He's proven his worth in the NHL. Some people think it was a little bit of an overpay this season, but you're getting him for 1 year, so it's not like at the end of the season he can come off the books.
So it's a true flyer. Oh, sorry. No. It is, but it is. It's like 1 year, and we'll see what happens after that point. Yeah.
Yeah. And depending on how he does, we'll see if he gets rewarded with a contract.
Yeah, exactly. He was a July 1 signing, so it says something. And he's serviceable. He's a serviceable NHL centerman, which you need in this league. And they don't grow on trees, apparently. Centermen are very difficult to find. So having him on the roster is going to make a big difference, especially defensively, I think. So it'll be good to have him on the team.
All right. Sticking down the middle.
Oh, yeah.
Another important Flyers signing this offseason was one Dan Vladar.
Thank God.
Played last year with the Calgary Flames. What was his save percentage last year? 890?
890. Yep.
Tops. Would have been tops on this team.
Oh, yeah.
Last year.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
A little bit of an adventure to give up the New Jersey Devils' third goal, but I feel like he's been kind of solid in net in his preseason action. What do you think?
Yes, I would agree. At least you know what you're getting out of him. It may not be very flashy. You're not going to get 900 or a 910 save percentage goaltender, but 895, okay. If he's consistent in that regard, I'm good with that. It's better than having an up and down goaltender, which is what we had for a majority of the year last year, and why we didn't make the playoffs, and why things kind of slowed down, and in that regard, why it was very frustrating to watch the team, because the goaltending wasn't all that good, wasn't all that consistent. So yeah, okay, there's been some adventures, but at least it hasn't been as pronounced as it has been, I would argue. And again, he was the best goaltender on the market. John Gibson, who everybody thought the Flyers were going to trade for. That didn't pan out. He got traded, I believe, to Detroit. So, I mean, Detroit, that was a huge move. And we even talked about it last year. Do you even go after a John Gibson? We were both kind of like, because he's like 30. I think he's in his 30s, right? 31, 32.
He's on the older side.
He's on the older side, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, okay, well, you could have had him, but
yeah, to me, I was more about I don't want to give up. I don't remember what Detroit gave up to get him in the trade. Yeah. I didn't want to give up crazy assets for a guy. It's not like he's a young guy who you could build around as a potential goalie of the future. It's like he might get you to the playoffs kind of guy.
Yeah. Are you going to go far with him? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So I'm okay. I was okay in the beginning with the Vladar signing. I'm still okay with it.
Same.
Now, it created a logjam because we had Ersin, Vladar, Fedotov, Kolosov, Carson Bjarnason. Zavragin doesn't count because he's still over in Mother Russia. So, what does Danny do? He turns around at the beginning of camp, trades Ivan Fedotov to the Columbus Blue Jackets in exchange for, I believe it was a 6th-round pick.
Yeah.
So you actually get something for Fedotov. I think we were all a little bit surprised at that.
Yeah.
Sorry to see him go from a humanity standpoint.
Because he's had an amazing, what a career already, and the journey that he has had, where we thought for sure that when he got abducted in Mother Russia and sent to Siberia, we thought we'd never see him again. And for him to come back, I'll never forget like his first NHL start. Here's this guy that's 6 foot, I think he's 6'8". And, he's got the white goalie pads and the white face mask. It's kind of like, wow, okay, no personality whatsoever. Here you go, kid. Here are your pads. But what a career. I mean, and I would say he had a decent opportunity to play here. He's not a world beater. He's not going to win you a Stanley Cup. May not get you into the playoffs. Is he a capable backup? Maybe.
He had good games.
Yes.
He had good games. It just wasn't consistent.
Yeah.
And he's at an age where at this point he probably is what he is.
Yeah.
Right? Like, is he going to be able to improve to something where you can be a backup? I mean, that's probably his ceiling at this point. It's a backup on a contending team.
Yeah.
If he could get there. I was impressed that Danny was able to get what he could for it. And that Columbus was willing to give such a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, so, exactly. Okay. Future AHLer, and you never know what could happen with that pick.
Right?
So, yeah.
You get what was he, $3 million? No, maybe not that high. I think his total contract was.
I think his total contract was $3 million, if I remember right.
It was not insignificant dollars off the cap.
Yeah.
For a guy who was probably going to be waived and have to play in the AHL.
Yeah, I think you had even said, like, when we were doing our offseason, you were thinking, oh, he's going to be sent down to the Phantoms because it's like, when we were talking about it with the Carter Hart story, whether or not, the Flyers should sign him back. And it's like, well, if you get rid of, you're going to get rid of Fedotov. Typically, most NHL rosters only carry 2 goaltenders. So what are we going to do with him? He was probably going to be on the move. The only question is within the organization or sent outside, and Danny sending him outside and getting a 6th-round pick for him. Hey, why not? It's not a bag of pucks, but it's a future AHLer, and you never know what could happen. So, I mean, with that kind of a turnaround, and
it also solves a lot of problems because now you can carry Ersin and Vladar at the big club. You can let Kolosov develop in the AHL where he should have been last year. To be honest. And you have Bjarnason down there, so they can both work. They're both young, and they can get the work they need in the AHL.
Oh, yeah.
And without Kolosov, without Fedotov
hanging around
somewhere, trying to figure out where to fit him. That was a very nice piece of work to make the puzzle fit together a little bit better.
And speaking of another wonderful piece being removed. My goodness, today as we record this, Sunday, October the 5th, a massive trade.
Our long national nightmare is over.
All of 4 games. And I feel bad for Ryan Ellis. I really do.
Absolutely.
Because it's
Absolutely.
like when Chuck Fletcher made that signing, it was obviously made as an aggressive trade. He's trying to aggressively retool the Flyers, and he's looking out and sees Ryan Ellis. He's a tremendous defensive player.
Yes.
And offensively can contribute offensively. So you're looking at him, you're thinking like, okay, that's the guy I want to build the defense around, especially when you have a Sam New York coming in the pipeline. You're thinking like they could learn from him. And he gets one of the worst injuries I've ever heard in terms of his oblique. I don't think I've ever heard. I mean, could never play again. And San Jose, thank you. Thank you so much for doing this. Mike Greer, we owe you one. I don't know what. If we have to send you Molson's or whatever the case may be, I don't care. I mean, thank you for doing this.
They got Montreal out of cap hell by taking Carey Price's $10 million contract. They could at least do us the favor of taking Ellis off our hands.
Yeah.
Good God.
I guess they have to meet the ceiling. They have to meet the floor, the salary floor, because I know they didn't spend all that much in free agency.
No, they've got a very young team. So they didn't have a ton worth of contracts, but that was the other problem they had was they had a lot of contracts.
Mm-hmm.
So they were up against the 50.
Yeah.
Now they send us two of those contracts to get one back. So now they clear one.
Yeah.
They raise their cap numbers so that they can be compliant.
Mm-hmm.
We get back as part of that Ellis deal, Carl Grundstrom and Artem Guriev. Probably not going to hear their names very much.
No.
Over the course of the season.
Yeah, Guriev is a AHLer, and I know like he's more of a fighter, from what I understand. Like he's got like 81 penalty minutes, only has like 3 points in the AHL so far. 22-year-old defenseman, so you never know what could make of that. But Grundstrom is more of your, I guess he would be fourth, maybe crack third line if they're really desperate. Currently making about $1.8 million. So
they already placed them on waivers.
Did they really? Oh wow, I didn't realize that. Wow.
Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to send him down to the AHL.
Mm-hmm.
It gives them the option to do so.
Interesting.
I would be surprised when we get into period 2, we talk about the guys who we think have made the team. I would be surprised if they keep him and send one of these other guys away. That would be a bit of a shocker.
Yeah.
But so for all intents and purposes, it looks like he's going to the Phantoms, but we don't know for sure. But yeah, great, because this clears up $4.5 million in extra cap space.
Oh yeah.
Whereas with Fedotov and Ellis, we were in a little bit of a crunch. Now we've got some breathing room.
And it kind of makes you look ahead to like next offseason. I wonder who's available.
Oh, for God's sake. Not Kirill Kaprizov.
That could be 97 in Edmonton. You never know.
You keep dreaming. All right, coming into period 2, I will one day disabuse Matt of the notion that Connor McDavid is coming here.
One could dream.
I'd love to be wrong, but yeah.
We'll look back on this episode. I told you so, but I don't think it's happening either. I don't think it's happening.
Look, you've got a better chance of probably getting Jack Eichel than Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
Imagine, just because Vegas is in cap hell.
Oh, I love it. Hey, just because they're the fastest expansion team to have won the Stanley Cup now, as they overtook us, we can hate them. So, I mean, they took our...
And they signed Crybaby Mitch Marner. So
we'll see how that goes.
Well, that's what I mean. They have Marner now.
Yeah.
Where are they going to get the money to pay?
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We'll see.
All right, so period 2 here. We're going to get into what the roster looks like. There were a few battles in camp. We're going to talk about the forwards first. Obviously, Konechny, Zegras, Michkov, Couturier, Tippett, Brinkcates, Forster. They were all in. Hathaway, Delorier still has his spot. Christian Dvorak signed.
Yep.
So there's not a whole lot of space. But it does look, after final cuts, that we had 3 forwards make the cut. And it looks like they're carrying 2 extras. First, I want to talk about the main piece. Well, no, he wasn't the main piece. I guess the first round pick was the main piece, but
Yeah.
one of the pieces coming back in the Scott Lawton, he's out for a week trade.
Yeah.
Nikita Grabenkin.
Yeah. Forward,
finished the
forward
season
check,
with the
back check,
Phantoms.
paycheck, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
That's how you get a paycheck.
That's right.
Very good. Very good. I had the pleasure to watch him in person in the Saturday rookie game that occurred up at the PPL Center.
So how did he look to you
in
then?
Allentown.
How did he look?
He looked good. He set up a goal.
Okay.
I forget who scored it. But he did a lot of hard work getting up the ice and moving it to the center. I'm happy to report he's got a lot of the Michkov. He's not afraid to go to dirty spaces.
Interesting.
In him.
Okay.
So he's going to bump around.
Okay.
He's going to work hard to get the puck.
Yep.
So that's the good news.
Also,
as we've learned through the preseason, he's apparently very good at screening goaltenders, standing in front of them.
Hey, whatever works, right? I mean,
yeah, right,
yeah,
right.
exactly.
So I think he's been a pleasant surprise. The thought was he might have an opportunity to get a job coming into camp, and it looks like he's done a lot to seize that. So what are your thoughts on Grabenkin making the jump?
I think he's an interesting case because, the knock on him is his skating ability. He maybe wasn't NHL caliber, top end talent skating wise, but every time I saw him with the puck, he does a great job shielding it from defenders, and he could put with a couple more seasons on him, that guy's going to pot 20 goals, easily pot 20 goals. I think the talent's definitely there. You could definitely see it. And it's going to be interesting to see how long, he stays with the big roster and whether or not, he continues to grow, getting big NHL minutes. He's got a great personality too, which you need in a locker room. I mean, I don't care.
Personality.
Right. You need that. You need that to kind of loosen things up. That's not always business oriented. You got a guy who loves to laugh, loves his teammates, all that stuff. So I think he's one to watch for me in the season. I'd like to see a little bit more of him. But from what I saw in the preseason, you had an opportunity, like you said, in the rookie, and you were pretty impressed with it. I would echo that for what I've seen on him on TV. Very, very deceptive skater, I would say. He's, I always say, you don't necessarily have to be fast. You just have to be quick on your feet.
Yeah.
And I see that out of him. I see a really good awareness of where a defender is and where the puck is and how he shields, using his stick and his body to protect the puck while his teammates come up the ice to support him. Only good things can happen from there. And especially coming off the half wall, you never know what might happen there in the offensive zone. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to having him on the roster, Steve.
Yeah, I think he's going to be an intriguing player to watch. He's got a lot of skill, and he's willing to do the hard work.
Yeah.
So I think he's got a real good opportunity. To make a name for himself and establish himself somewhere in this lineup. Next up is not last year. 20.
Was it 23
or
4?
First round pick?
2024 first round pick.
Yeah, Jet Luchenko. It seems that he will at least start the year again with the big club, as he did last year for a 4-game stint before they sent him back to juniors.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, there are some grumblings that the rule might change about when the AHL, a player can be sent to the AHL age-wise. It will not apply here. So he either has to stick with us or he's got to go back to juniors again. But at the moment, it looks like he's on the team, kind of pending whatever happens with Carl Grunstrom. The thing that bothers me about this is I'm worried about if Luchenko is on the team to be kind of a fourth line guy.
You already have one.
Is he really going to be developing, playing 10, 12 minutes a night? And I know that there's a lot of people who say he's too good for the juniors anymore. And his junior team is a bad team. So is he really going to develop
Yeah.
playing on a bad junior team again this year
Yeah.
in draft plus 2 year?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on the fence about that just because at least there he's going to be getting a lot of ice time. He's going to get to do a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if he's kind of on the fourth line, I'm just worried he's going to get buried on the roster and not have the time to develop.
Yeah.
That's what worries me with him.
Yeah. And it really, in particular, when you're looking at a lineup where you have Couturier really as your top or second line, and then you got Zegras and Cates, you're not breaking up that Brink, Cates, Forrester line, no matter what the case is. So that leaves you swapping time with Dvorak. And, Dvorak is seasoned. So if you're Tocchet, you're going to your seasoned guy that you know. Luchenko.
Well, you could move him to wing. I mean,
you could, yeah.
that's
and I think that might be the option there. That could be an option for him if he's willing to do it.
Well, he played yesterday's Devils game. It looked like to me on
the wing
with Couturier and Michkov. So, I don't think he's opposed to playing wing. Tocchet's actually mentioned, so that's a possibility. But you're still talking Luchenko on the fourth line, right?
Yeah. So how do you get those minutes, with him? Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, you hope for and you don't want to wish this on anybody. If there's an injury, he's your first guy that you want to get on there really, really quickly, obviously. But then again, if you're talking about somebody that gets hurt in a top six, you're not going to slot this guy in the top six either. You might move somebody up from the third to the second, and then maybe there's an opportunity for him to get meaningful minutes in an NHL contest. He's a tough one. He's one of those Rubik's Cubes that's like you just don't know how to get that last piece of the one side. And it's like you're trying to figure that out. And the turn and the combination to get there. It's just patient to try and figure that whole thing out. I'm with you on this. It'll be interesting. With him being year two, it's like I agree with you. I don't think putting him back down to a junior team that stunk is going to help his development. It's going to for him, I would think it would be like, really, I got to go back here again. We sucked last year. I don't want to have to play, on this team again, that kind of,
I understand that, but is that worse than riding the bench in Philly?
Yeah.
Right? That's your question.
Gaining the experience. I don't think,
The thought process coming into camp was the hope was that he was going to flash and really earn a spot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he did that.
Yeah.
But unlike some people who were like, oh, well, sending him back to juniors last year ruined him. He's going to suck for the rest of his life. I don't buy that yet.
Yeah.
He missed rookie camp and he didn't play at development camp earlier in the summer because he had some injuries, and I'm not sure he's over those injuries yet.
Yeah.
I think a lot of what we've seen so far is he's just not 100% healthy.
And that could be a factor in this and all of this too.
That could be a factor too.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. The third forward that appears to be up is Rodrigo Abels, who we saw a bit last year with the big club. A little bit older, kind of a bigger guy from Latvia. Made some nice plays last year, I have to say. He had a really tremendous assist. I forget who scored the goal.
Yeah.
It was like a 4-on-2. He was the trailer and then looked for all the world like he was going to shoot and then put a pass to somebody wide open on the side of the net.
The back door and slam dunk goal. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got some talent.
Yeah.
I think he's a serviceable guy. You can plug and play fourth line. Swap him and Delorier every once in a while.
No problem with that.
This is not a roster spot that's going to make or break.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I would think, and he played every preseason game except for the last one, I think, if I remember right. It was 6 games.
Yeah, I don't think I saw him last night.
Yeah. So that would be, so 6 out of 7. He did very well in every single one of those games. The reports I've heard, everything I've read. So I think he would be, I think you'll see him on the fourth line. You give Delorier a break, whatever. You put him in there alongside Dvorak. I think that's actually a pretty good pairing, to be perfectly honest, on that wing with Dvorak there and Hathaway. So I think that would be a really good line. You're not going to miss much if Delorier is out injured or he gets a healthy scratch. You stick Abels in, you could probably do it that way if you like a matchup or something like that. Yeah.
All right. Well, one name he was sent back to juniors probably a week or so ago. Was the other first round pick from this year's draft, which is Jack Nesbitt. I did get a chance to watch him also at the Saturday rookie game. He absolutely needs to work on his skating.
Oh yeah,
that was absolutely
pretty evident. Yeah,
yeah. But that being said,
big guy.
I was a big guy. Kind of like some of the things I saw.
Okay.
Including in the preseason. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued with this. I'm looking forward to it. Let's just say that.
Do you think he's a building block in the rebuild?
I would say I think he is.
If he develops the skating.
Have taken him. But I mean that's something
that's going to happen.
That can be done.
Yeah.
Right. You don't take a guy. What was he? 11, 12, somewhere in there.
Oh God, no. He was like 21st overall.
Oh, 20. Oh.
Yeah. Remember the Penguins traded with us.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
21st.
We had the low end and we traded back up. Yeah.
I think he's going to be intriguing because he's big. He's got some skill. He's got some hands. Protect the puck. Skinny, needs to fill out a little.
Oh
bit.
yeah.
But he's an intriguing player.
But
I'm
6'4".
Looking forward in a couple years when he makes the big play.
Yeah, 6'4". And you were right. My bad on that. He was 12th overall. So yeah, we had the. What threw me off was we had the two low end picks from Colorado and Edmonton. Thanks a lot, guys. Really, seriously. But Kyle Dubas did Kyle Dubas thing. Says, yeah, you could have the 12th pick. You know. But yeah, 6'4", 185. And we all thought, I think after the draft, bulk him up a little bit. And if he does able to work on his skating, hey, you got a 6'4", 205 guy that could,
Oh, yeah.
Watch out with that. So you never know there.
So that's good. Now, the last guy we want to talk about with the forwards was one who we thought had a real good opportunity to seize a roster spot. Alex Bump.
Not quite there.
Didn't quite get there.
Yeah.
Which is a little disappointing.
Yeah.
I have to say, because he joined the Phantoms for the playoff run last season after his college career ended.
Yeah, and he was spitting chiclets, man. I mean, he was talking so much trash, and it was wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was great. And I think putting him at the Phantoms right now for him is the right call. I think you know there isn't enough. You know, the wingers are all pretty much filled in. You know who they're going to be. But man, that guy's got moxie, and it's like you just have him maybe a year or two to develop in Lehigh Valley, and look out. I mean, that guy's going to be on fire, ready to go. I predict big things out of him this year. I think down in Lehigh Valley. Don't be surprised to see him like fighting, doing Gordie Howe hat tricks, all that kind of good stuff. I think he's got that talent to do it. He really does. He's got that fire. I love that out of him.
I'm wondering if he is like, you know, with injuries set in on the forward group, if he's one of kind of the first calls.
He might be. He might be. You know, and if the Flyers, if they're not in the playoff push, maybe that's a chance for him to come in and crack the lineup. Sure. If you know that you're mathematically eliminated, you have like 5 games left in the regular season. Hey, kid, come on up. We'll let you play, that kind of a deal. We'll see what happens in that regard. But yeah, big things out of him. I love his attitude, his moxie, his ability, everything about him. I love him. I think it's just only a matter of time to see him up on the big club.
Just wish we could have seen it sooner. That's all.
Yeah.
We heard coming into camp he's got a shot. It's like,
not quite.
It was your chance. You got to seize it. Seize.
Get it.
Seize.
No.
All right, let's talk to the defense. So obviously Sanheim, York, Drysdale, Sealer, all locks.
Yeah.
Top 4.
Yep.
Beyond that,
third defense
question marks. Yeah. Ristolainen, perpetually injured. Not going to see him for at least the first month or 2.
Yeah, he's got a tricep, if I remember right.
Another one. Yeah. So, first name we'll bring up here, Emil Andre, was sent down.
Yeah.
Rather early in camp. I would say. To me, that's a little disappointing. I hoped he would be one of the ones to again step up, claim a spot. It's there for the taking. You know. He didn't really.
Yeah. I worry about his size, Steve, to be honest with you. I'm worried about his size and, and I think it was made on a podcast, Flyers Talk podcast, NBC Sports Philly. It was literally like one of the hosts would say, well, okay, like the top forwards in the NHL are all big, strong, can move the puck, protect the puck. And this guy's diminutive, and it's like he needs to be more of the power play quarterback kind of a deal where he can move it, up and down the line. But physically, he's just not there. And I worry that about him and his career, to be perfectly honest, even though he played a ton of NHL minutes here under Tortorella. I think Tocchet looks at him and he goes, I would love to see you if you could get bigger somehow, some way. Right? I mean, it's like, because he got taken advantage of a few times.
Oh, he did. I mean, he had that. I don't remember who it was or what team it was against, but I remember him taking a huge hit.
Yeah.
On the boards.
Yeah.
From a big guy.
Yeah.
And look, he had a really nice couple of games early last season where you thought, oh, wow, this guy is here now. He's ready to go. But after that audition, he got sent down to the Phantoms. They brought him back up. He was not the same player.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are like, oh, why are you sending Andre down?
Yeah.
Not Zamula. Well, because Zamula can't be sent down without clearing waivers, and you don't want to lose a young defenseman for nothing on the waiver wire.
Talk about him in a few minutes.
I get it. We'll talk about Zamula in a minute. I understand. But Andre, really, you're acting like he's the freaking savior here.
Yeah.
And what has he shown that he deserves to be here?
Yeah.
And look, it's clear. Your first line of defense is Sanheim and York, right? And your second is Drysdale Sealer. There's no breaking up those pairs.
No way.
So he would have been on the third defensive pairing. So you're not looking at 20, 24 minutes a night.
Yeah.
It's like 12 to 14 probably. Doesn't it serve him better to be playing 20 minutes a night in Lehigh Valley?
Yeah.
And growing there. I mean, nobody has ever said about a player, yeah, they left him to develop too long.
Yeah, I mean, in 42 games last year, Emil Andre, 1 goal, 6 assists, 7 points. Now, okay, that's defense, but still, that's very low.
But there was a noticeable difference between the first few games
when
he got there.
Yes.
When he was all over the ice and making plays.
Yes.
And then the rest of the games he played here where he was not visible.
You couldn't find him. Yeah. You didn't know where he was. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm disappointed that Andre couldn't seize the opportunity, but I don't think it hurts him to send him to still use his non-waiver ability to get him down to Lehigh Valley to work on his game. Defensemen take the longest to develop. Hopefully we'll get something out of him, but we're just not there yet.
5'9", 189, Steve. That's what I worry.
I mean, how big was Kimmo Timonen?
I'm not yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm not worried about size as much as can you protect yourself?
Yes.
And can you do enough other things that size is offset?
Great point.
Kimmo Timonen was very good positionally.
Yeah.
So big guys couldn't take advantage of him. And he played a lot of games. He was one of those Iron Men because he wasn't getting smoked.
Like he knew what was going on. And exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. If you know how to protect yourself, being small doesn't necessarily make it bad.
Yeah.
Next guy, real brief, Oliver Bonk. We didn't get to see him because he's hurt.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think he would have been a bit longer shot to make the team.
Yeah.
And I think AHL is probably where he needs
to
start.
And I think, with his father's pedigree inside of him, I wouldn't be surprised in a year or two that he's third defensive pair. I believe that. I think there's that potential for him to be there, given his father's pedigree and what he's done so far. But yeah, being hurt, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks. It's like it sets you back.
That's the sucky part for him.
Yeah, yes. Exactly.
So we're hopefully we'll see nice things from him.
Yeah.
Probably out of Lehigh Valley.
Yep.
Next we got Yegor Zamula.
Wake up! Come on, man. Wake up.
Wave him. Well,
I just want him to wake up, not wave him. I want him to wake up.
There's got to be something there that excites them. At the same time, maybe someone else is like, oh, I could work with that. and then you could get something for him. That's why
Yeah.
you're not waiving him at this point. He's still a young defenseman.
Yeah.
Well, but he didn't he didn't do very much in the preseason.
No.
Other than give the other team the puck, but
that might be a bit of a problem. Now, he had 15 points last year.
Really?
15 points out of Igor Zamula, 3 goals, 12 assists, but he was minus 14, 63 games played. So, I mean, third defensive pair.
Yeah, well, he might be the 7th defenseman.
Yeah.
Based on what we got. Next, we got Adam Yinning. Not Ginning, not Ginning. It's Yinning.
Yinning now.
He's Swedish. Okay.
Not the Swedish chef.
He had a decent preseason.
He had a decent preseason. Yeah.
He's not the flashiest guy. He's not a top 2 pair.
Steady as you come. Probably.
He's a steady guy. He's plug and play, but I think that's probably what you need. You need some steadiness on your third pair.
Yeah.
I think to get through the season, we'll get to goaltending momentarily. You need the goaltending to be good. You got to have a steady pair behind your top 2 defensive lines so that you're not getting scored on every time your third pair gets out.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think Yinning plays a role, and I don't think it's bad to have him here. He played okay when he was up last season.
Yeah.
And I think a little bit the season before that. So I don't know if you have anything further on him.
No, I think, echoing exactly what you had said in regards to him, it's good that he's on the roster, and I think having him as the third defensive pair right now, I'll take a steady as you come to goaltender. Honest to God, it's rather than the ups and the downs, and you just don't know what. A third defensive pair. They're third defensive pair for a reason. They're not as good as the top 2. But that being said, you want a guy who's a defensive defenseman back there, and you hope and pray that that's what you get out of him, and I think that's what you will get out of him. Honestly, he's not going to show up on a score sheet, but then again, if he blocks a shot or 2, I'll take it. I'll take a block shot or 2.
If you don't hear his name all season, that's actually a good thing.
Exactly. Yeah,
because you're not expecting offense out of him. No. But if you're not hearing him, it means he's not getting
he's not getting scored upon, or that kind of stuff. Yeah,
he's not getting abused.
Yeah, so, exactly. Right.
And then the last name of the looks like rounds out the 7 defenseman was Noah Juleson, and all I gotta say is, he's a guy.
1 year signing, under $1 million. That's all you need to know. Yeah. Okay.
He's a body.
Yeah. Okay. Got 2 U's in his last name. I mean, that's about it. But
it's a little weird. It's all good.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
2 Utes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wrap up period 2 with goaltending. I know you've got a lot to say.
Yeah, talk me off the ledge here, bud.
So we're rolling with Kolosov was demoted to the AHL, where he's
fine with that.
Work on his game.
Yep, not a problem with that. Happy with the Vladar signing. You're not going to get weren't any big name free agents. He wanted to come here. He wanted to prove himself. Then he's like, okay, cool. We'll give you an extra year so that you're here. Yeah, I'm not too happy with the backup right now. He did not look good the other night. In a must sharp start, according to Brian Boucher the other night, and he did not look good against the Islanders. A team you should beat. You should beat the Islanders, and he did not look good. But talk me off the ledge. Tell me why, with a guy with a 444, whatever goals against average of preseason and 3 starts, with a save percentage of under .850, please talk me off the ledge.
I don't know if I could do that.
Grab me off the. I don't want to fall.
Push.
Whee! Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't care about numbers in the preseason. Because it's not enough sample size. It's circumstances.
And it's going to be fewer.
You could be playing in front of a complete AHL lineup against a team that's fielding their NHL regulars.
Yeah.
So I throw numbers out the window. What I want to see in the preseason is pass the eye test. And the problem I see with Ersson right now is it's not that he's letting in the goal. It's how the goals are going. So the Islanders game, right? There's a 2-on-0. That's not on him.
Nope.
I'm not blaming that one.
Nope.
There was another goal that I also didn't blame on him from that game.
Mm-hmm.
But the other two Islander goals,
you got to make the
were
saves.
absolutely on him,
Yeah.
especially when you let Anders punchable face lead score on you from the circle.
Yeah.
Through your 5-hole.
Yeah.
Like, dude, come on.
Like,
and that was, what was it, like 15 seconds after Konechny had had taken the lead?
Yeah.
Like, come on. And then I guess the goal I was thinking of was probably the go-ahead goal.
Mm-hmm. Fourth, yeah. The
fourth goal.
Yeah.
When he backhand through the 5-hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm nervous. There were two things going into the season, or that coming out of last season, that I thought played the biggest role in the collapse. One being the power play, and two was the goaltending. Because the goaltending, to me, infects everything else.
Oh, yeah.
If you're afraid your goaltender can't make a stop, now you're forced to play. And I sincerely believe that's a big difference from why Tortorella was like, let's run and gun 2 years ago. And then last year things changed, and he was like, oh, we want to focus more on half ice.
Yeah.
Stuff. It's like, was it that, or were you so concerned about your Civ goalies that it was like block a shot or it's going in?
This just in, it's the latter.
If you don't block this shot, they're scoring on
They're
us, right?
scoring on us.
It's
yes.
hard to generate odd man rushes or get advantages going up ice when you have to pack all 5 guys into the crease to prevent the puck from going in.
1,000%. Yeah, if all you're doing is trying to block shots, you're not generating much offense now, are you? And you're only blocking more shots because your goaltender isn't blocking his own shot, which is a major issue. And so, yeah, it's like, I'm glad that Vladar is here in that regard. I know what I'm going to get out of him on a fairly consistent basis. He's not going to be a 910, 920 save percentage guy. Those are rare. But if you get an 895 to 900, flirt with that a little bit. That's 1 out of every 10. And if you hold, let's just say, volume of shots down to 25 shots on net, you're giving up 2. Well, can the Flyers score 3? And I would argue yes. I think we can score 3 to 2. We should be able to outscore our opponents 3-2. But the biggest question is, what if Ersson could somehow pull me back off the ledge and say, Matt, I got you, and could be the Sam Ersson of like maybe a couple years ago when it was run and gun. Okay, all for it. But if he's what he was last year, I'm struggling.
Well, that's the thing. Ersson shows he can be a capable goalie.
Yep.
And then he has games where he just is like, where's your head at?
Where are you? Yeah.
We need more of this and less of this.
Yeah.
And
oh, by the way,
again, here we go. We were saying the same thing last year.
Yeah.
Going into the season, like, where's Ersson fit?
Oh, by the way, don't get hurt, because he's been hurt a few times too. So there's been a little bit of everything with him.
That's also
that drives me crazy.
So we may see Kolosov at some point. All right, so for the third period, Matt's going to put up the schedule for our British friends.
The schedule in 3, 2, 1. Bam.
I have no British friends. Schedule. There's none that I think of.
I'm part Scottish, but yeah, if you're part British or British, welcome.
Well, I'm from all over Europe. I mean, I don't have any friends who currently live.
That's true. Yeah.
At least that I'm aware of. If you're British and you're a fan of the show, drop a comment.
Absolutely. Love to hear from you. Yeah.
Yeah, we should mention that now. Leave us a comment if you think we're totally off our rocker and Sam Ersson is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Whatever.
More than welcome.
Just be sane.
Yeah.
So I guess that disqualifies you already.
Have a conversation. Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
What a sane conversation. We're not WIP types here. Okay?
Exactly. That's right.
We're not coming at you with these weird-ass takes. All right, but we're going to run through the schedule real quick to get to some of the highlights. So we're looking at October right now, and of course we have to start off the year. 2 of the first 3 games are against the defending 2-time Stanley Cup champions, Florida Panthers.
Oh, is that
with
all?
the F.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's all. Now, we may be catching them at a good time because no Matt Tkachuk till probably December for whatever injury he suffered in the playoffs.
Yeah, probably a broken spleen or broken sternum or whatever and all that kind of stuff. Being a hero for Florida.
Alex Barkov is now out for the season, apparently, with something in his knee.
Yeah.
Unfortunate injury in practice.
ACL and MCL, from what I've heard. Yeah.
That's rough.
7 to 9 months. Yeah. So he's pretty much
tough.
done.
So we may be catching them at a good time. I don't know, but they're a deep team. So who knows?
And yeah, they are a machine. So that's going to be tough. Yeah.
Now, it would be nice if a couple of them got suspended from the Panthers Lightning preseason game last night that had 900,000 penalty minutes. And at one point, Tampa had more guys in the penalty box than on their bench.
How great is that?
But I think most of the suspensions are coming from the Lightning side. So
I think so too.
Unlikely to help us.
Yeah, exactly.
So we are Florida's home opener, and they are our home opener.
Yeah.
What did we do to piss off the schedule?
I don't know, but hey, at least it's over and done with. Because after this, we only face it one more time, which we'll see in November. But this is...
Oh, it's in November. Good.
Yeah, exactly. This looks to me, looking at October altogether, the first 5 games, playoff opponents.
That's brutal.
That's really brutal. Last 5, not playoff, opponents. So some positives. Although Ottawa, I think, made it in. So you got Seattle. A majority of the games are at home. So that's a real good start to the year. So you have, I think the first 7 of the first 10 games are at home. I don't think that's happened in quite some time. And no Western Canadian
pay for it later.
We'll see about that. But yeah, I mean,
well, Nashville will be interesting because they were supposed to be good last year, and they sucked huge donkey balls.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So the question is, are they going to live up to expectations this year, or will they continue to suck donkey balls?
Yeah. Spoiler alert: it probably will be the latter. Just saying.
You better not have just jinxed it. Buddy.
I know. Exactly. We'll see.
And there's Pittsburgh. I forgot who they hired as their head coach. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, because
Crosby will still probably have 2 goals and 3 assists against us.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll win 6-5.
Exactly. You just never know. But yeah, interesting to start the year. I think it's kind of in that regard, kind of an interesting
rough sledding to start.
Rough sledding to start. Sure. Don't be surprised if they're 1-4, if they somehow squeak out a win somewhere in there. That kind of a deal, but it's going to be a rough go in the beginning part for sure. Let's go to November. Get some Canada teams in there early on. 5 of the next 6 all in Canada. So you got Toronto, Calgary, Montreal, Ottawa, Edmonton in there.
Well, not in Canada,
but not in Canada. Yeah,
against Canada. Montreal is in Canada.
Yeah.
Toronto will be interesting. That'll be our first look at the Leafs without Mitch Marner. Which means maybe a net positive, but they didn't do much to replace him, frankly.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens there. Yeah, in that regard. You got the Blues twice. As I correctly mentioned, Florida at the end of the schedule down there. Yeah, on the 26th. Oh, wow. That's the last time we see the Stanley Cup champions. Thank God.
So we probably won't see Tkachuk at all this season.
No,
awesome.
Probably not. That. Yeah, exactly.
Good.
Devils also twice in the year, or twice in a month, I should say.
So Thanksgiving is the 27th.
It would be the 27th. So yeah, the Black Friday game
is not here.
Is in New York because the Eagles are playing at home against the Bears. So the NFL takes precedent, I guess. I don't know, but yeah. So no Black Friday game at the Xfinity Mobile Arena is what they're calling it now.
Oh, we forgot to mention that.
Yeah,
the name changed.
Sounds horrible. Yeah.
So hopefully the curse. Because ever since it was, I forgot the name now. Holy crap.
Core State Center.
Wells Fargo.
It was Wells Fargo Center, yeah, before
ever
that.
Ever since it was Wells Fargo Center, both teams have had terrible luck.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's November for you. So let's go ahead into December. I got the Penguins again, Buffalo. And you see a lot of Western Conference teams in there as well. You Colorado and San Jose and Vegas. Ooh. But then Carolina back-to-back. Oh, God. You got Carolina back-to-back there. That's brutal. But your thoughts there, obviously you're going into holidays here, the dancing snowmen juggling their, the
yes.
snowballs.
Yeah.
Scary.
I don't know, man. I see a lot of good teams on those first couple months.
Yeah.
Uh,
Be interesting with Vegas coming into town, though. That is with Mitch Marner, of course, but how will they fare? That's been the big question. Okay, they signed the biggest free agent that was available, but is that going to translate? There's a lot of pressure on that kid for him to put up his 100 points.
There is. I think the bigger issue is they lost Alex Pietrangelo.
Yeah.
Apparently forever.
Uh-huh.
That's going to be a big hole for them.
Yeah.
I think they're going to struggle defensively without that anchor.
And that guy was an absolute beast of a man in Stanley Cup Finals years ago when St. Louis won their Stanley Cup against the Boston Bruins. Yeah. Go Blues.
We got a lot of road games there at the end of the month. It looks
like. For sure. The home games in October, here they are catching up to us in the month of December. Yeah, so you're pretty much on the road, and of course, like during the holidays, Christmas, Disney on Ice, invading, Xfinity Mobile. So you got Chicago in there, and then Western.
Then you get banished.
Yeah,
the western half of the country.
Yeah, you got a Seattle, Vancouver, Calgary, 3 games in 4 nights coming off the Christmas break. That's going to be a little rough.
At least they're all kind of close together.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going like, all right, we're going to fly you down to Tampa and then you're going to go to Vancouver.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been awful to have that kind of a trip.
So, so let's hit January.
So you finish off, you got the Oilers, in the Western Conference trip, but then that's it for the Oilers. So then you come.
Look who's coming to town, January 6th.
Oh, look at that right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to have that game circled on his calendar. You never know.
Garnet Hathaway will have that game circled on his calendar.
Yeah, right. I love that. Well, we'll throw it up there when we were talking about the first Anaheim, where you were like pulling him in unwillingly, dying of laughter.
Whenever you think you're out, Garnet Hathaway is
pulls you back in. How about the rare back-to-back Tampa home games? So you got Tampa on the 10th and Tampa again on the 12th. So the Lightning don't even have to leave. They're basically here for 2 games, essentially.
Let's make them regret it.
Yeah, exactly. You got a little playoff preview there if you had them back to back, and that kind of a deal. So, and then you're back out again. Looks like towards the latter part, a little more road games than home here.
Ooh, is that the 21st? Is that our first look at the Utah Mammoth?
Yeah. Now, nice. I don't know. I think that logo is pretty cool.
I agree.
And the color scheme looks great, and the whole rebranding, I think the way they went about that whole thing is fantastic.
I like that they used fan input.
Yeah.
To name the team. I just wish they had done it, so that we didn't have a season of Utah Hockey Club.
Exactly.
Dumb.
Yeah, thank God that didn't get engraved.
Football team.
Yeah, exactly. Thank God that didn't get engraved on the Stanley Cup for crying out loud. You got Columbus, Boston. First time you see the Bruins down there, I think January 29th. So that's kind of interesting.
That's rather late.
Yeah, and very late. Exactly. Typically we play them November, December. So, kind of late there. February, you've got the Olympic break. But before then, Washington and Ottawa. And then coming out of it, you got Washington again. So you got Washington Rangers. Yikes, back to back with Boston, 3 games in 4 nights.
See, get into this a little bit.
The
Capitals last year, they were the number 1 seed in the East.
Mm-hmm.
All year, every time I would see them, I'm like, they don't give me number 1 seed vibes.
Yeah, and they had like the least regulation losses for the longest time. I remember kind of going over that, and it was like that.
And I don't know why.
How did that happen without TJ Oshie in their lineup and Backstrom in their lineup, right? It was like, huh? What's going on down there?
I mean, as predicted, though, they beat a weak Montreal team that snuck into the playoffs, but then they were ousted by Carolina fairly thoroughly, I would say.
Blitzed. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think Washington is in the class of the upper echelon, Florida, Tampa, Carolina.
We should mention this, though. I think they were riding the high of Alex Ovechkin beating Wayne Gretzky
It could be.
So that could have been, maybe a motivational factor in that team doing so incredibly well. I mean, congratulations, Ovechkin. I would have never thought ever that Gretzky's goal scoring record had ever going to be broken, and it was. It was by one of the best goal scorers ever in the history of the league.
I mean, but their record, you said, shocked us.
Very.
Going into the season, we had looked at what they had done previously and like, well, they're on the downward slide.
Yeah, you're thinking they're maybe a wild card team at best. Yeah.
So I still think they are due for coming back down to earth. I don't think they're going to be able to continue that. The Rangers, I don't know what to make of them.
Yeah.
Because they were terrible last year.
Yeah.
They hired Mike Sullivan in the offseason, so maybe he gets them back to where they were, but I don't know what to make of them at this point.
And that's a major wild card, which we'll see what happens in the upcoming year. But coming back in, they were, I believe, either close to the President's Trophy or won it, maybe 2 years ago or something like that. I know they won the Metro and they got all the way to the conference final. So you get all the way to the conference final and eventually lose. But then you turn around, you have a dud of a year. Like, how did that, that's very rare to see that happen. So, huge in that regard. All right, let's turn to March. So you've got the meat of the schedule, obviously coming off the Olympic break. You got a ton of games coming in. I count.
This looks reminiscent
7,
of
10. Yeah, exactly. 7, 10, 13, 15 games in 31 days. So you're playing almost every other night. Luckily, I don't see many back-to-backs except for the middle part of that schedule there, Steve. 11, 12, 18, 19, where you're out on the West Coast. There is some break in there in that regard, but I see the Washington again. So we have tail end of the season in Washington. See them a lot.
The good news is I see, Detroit, they're a bubble team. Chicago, still not good.
Got Columbus twice at home. So,
You got the Sharks, who aren't very good. You got the Ducks, who aren't very good.
Yeah.
Columbus again. So March, depending on how things break during the season, could be a lot of lower level teams that maybe you can get some points on.
Is that a possible run there? You got Dallas, though, at the end there on the 29th. So that's going to be a little bit rough. But at home. But we'll see how that goes. And then,
so how do we wrap up the year?
And we wrap up the year in April, and you've got 6. You got 8 games in 14 nights. So more of a condensed schedule here. Detroit, though, twice, which I like in that regard. You got the Winnipeg way out late in the year, which is interesting. It's the last road trip, but then you got to turn quickly around. Carolina and Montreal to end the year back to back. Be interesting to see how that turns out. Some winnable games though in there. I see Islanders, Detroit twice, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough April.
I think Boston. Is gettable also. They also had a backslide last year, which I'm not sure. I mean that may have something to do with McAvoy getting hurt in the Four Nations and missing the rest of the season. But they traded away Marchand, so now it's kind of just Pasternak, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know.
We'll see. But that's the schedule from October all the way to April.
All right. So the big question: how do you think they'll do? And what is your definition? I'm going to pretend I'm asking Danny Beer. What is your definition of success for the team this year?
Well, I would say the ceiling is a second round. You get the second wild card. That is your absolute ceiling. If they hit that, that would be outstanding in terms of rebuild, because then you're in the playoffs. You may be losing the first round, but you got a ton of cap space, and people are talking about you coming back, in that kind of a regard. The downside out of all of this is, well, if it's like what it was last year, people aren't going to be too happy around this town. Right. And so I'm thinking in the middle is probably about 80 points. And I don't know if this is an 80-point team. I don't know.
I'm just looking at. I'm trying to look at our final
Yeah.
last year. So we had 71 points last year.
Ugh. So if we got 80, that would be, if we're looking at it, I don't know if we have the standings up here. I can't see the final standings, but I'd be curious, like if we get to like 80 to 85 points, that might put us in contention.
Well,
for the second
I don't
wild
have.
card.
What was do you have what the second wild card points were last
I'm
year?
looking that up as we're trying to figure it
We
out.
were so out of the playoffs. I was just looking at our
Hmm.
slides from last year. We were so out of the playoffs that we were doing pre-draft lottery instead of.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like we were done pretty much. Okay, so 80 points was what Pittsburgh had. Montreal got in at 91 last year.
91. I think
91.
you need 90 to
Yeah, I would agree.
make the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. So is that team capable of, that would mean you'd have to win half your games, more than likely, and get like maybe about 11 or 10, 10, 11, 12 ties just to crack 90. Is the team currently capable of Zegras and Konechny and Grabenkin and Michkov and Couturier and Owen Tippett and the Brinks line, and then you've got Dvorak? Is that team capable, talent-wise, of getting 90 points? That's our question to you for the comment section down below.
I'm looking at the Metro Division.
Mhm.
The Hurricanes are going to be good again.
I think they're lock. I think the Devils are a lock.
The Devils should be in contention.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the Rangers or Islanders or those two.
I would say the Rangers more than the Islanders. I think they would be the third.
They should be.
Yeah.
They should be.
They should be.
They should be. The Capitals.
That's the
Penguin.
wild. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Penguins, I think, again, are. Who's their coach again? I don't even remember.
I don't even know.
Coach. Like,
yeah.
I don't care. I don't think the Penguins are going to be good.
I don't think so either.
The Blue Jackets are going to be good.
Yeah, and they had a run last year that almost made it, almost got them in, but didn't make it. And I think that was more.
And I kind of believe that was like a do it for Johnny
kind
of year.
Yes.
And I don't think they're going to have that same kind of energy.
Yeah, Johnny Gaudreau. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Look, to get to 90 points, you have to have certain things happen. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think Michkov's got to take the next step.
Yep.
Plus,
mm-hmm.
Tippett has to
get out to a hot start.
Actually do things.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have? 20 last year? You need 30, bud.
Yeah.
You got to get to 30.
You got to get to 30. Yeah. I would also challenge my boy. Forrester has to get off to a great start.
Forrester, yeah.
Yeah.
Which we didn't mention. He was earlier in the summer. It looked like he might not make opening day.
Yeah.
Because of an injury, but he's
back.
He's in play, so
and that line looks great. And I hope they score a ton of goals. I really hope though. Hope they do.
So I don't think you need Forster to get 30 to get to 90. I think because Forster's playing with Cates and Brick on a line that's more I don't want to say shut down, but it's not an offensive generation line.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to get 30. But Tippett playing with who he plays with,
yeah.
Tippett has to get 30.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
I think Konechny has to do what he did in the first half of the year for the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sanheim has to
take
his step.
York
has to rebound.
York has to rebound. Mm-hmm.
The power play has to be.
Oh God!
Give me 18.
Yeah.
For God's sake.
Yeah.
18, 19. Give me in that.
Please.
Range.
Yeah. Konechny was 76 points, by the way.
Yeah, but he was like 40 something. I think halfway through.
Yeah.
And he had his second half. He was. I don't know if he was gassed or what.
I think he ran out of gas after the Four Nations break. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yeah.
So where am I? Michkov better. Tippett's got to get 30.
Yep.
Sanheim.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get. Zegras has to look like at least a legitimate second line center.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll give you real quick. Going through the roster real quick. Michkov 26 goals. Forster 25. Konechny 24. Tippett with 20.
Yeah, he's got to hit 30.
Cates with 16, Couturier 15, Brink 12. And then a lot of players that were no longer here. Paling, Lawton, and Frost all gone. 12, 11, 11, respectively. But
so Drysdale has to take a step.
mm-hmm.
Hopefully he's the quarterback on the number 1 power play.
Yep.
Get some points that way. The most important thing that we've ever learned, the most important thing we've ever learned is Sam Ersson has to not suck. If Sam Ersson can play .895 and Vladar is with him step for step.
Yeah.
If you have competent goaltending and a decent power play and the young guys who need to take their step, I think you can get the 90.
Sam Ersson last save percentage was at .883 last year, 314 goals against.
It's not good enough.
So yeah, it's like if you're at .895,
it's not just numbers either, right?
Mm-hmm.
Timely saves. That's probably more important than numbers overall.
Not those
make the saves when you need to make.
No backbreakers, no backbreaking goals. When you're down 1 and you give up that second goal, now you're down 2. That's what we're talking about, in that regard. So, I mean, it'll be interesting. I would say if I were, if push came to shove, is this a playoff team? I would probably say no. That's why I put the ceiling at the second wild card, because I think there's the capability for us to be there, because I do think the power play is going to be improved. And I do think that if Tippett gets off to a hot start and scores 30, you're looking at a team that could make a second wild card push. But I don't know if that is going to be the case, because I don't know. Now,
well, I said a lot of things have to happen.
Yeah.
I can guarantee
a lot of
that
ifs.
Some of them won't.
Mm-hmm.
Which would stink.
Yeah.
Some people will take a jump. Some people will not.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see who does and who doesn't.
Yeah. But I trust Tocchet. I trust Tocchet. I really do. I think the power play is going to be better. He had a power play in Vancouver, and granted, I know they have more better NHL players than we do. But that thing was operating at 22.5% last year, and we were at 15. If we get, like you said, we get close to 18, 19%, it's a godsend. It's 1 out of every 5. And I will take 1 out of every 5 every single time we got an opportunity to do that. With those chances that come into play. As long as we don't do anything stupid, as long as we don't take a stupid penalty or any of that sort, I would want that. And I think we have that opportunity to do it. So I think there is that capability. It's just a matter of doing it. Matter of wanting it and doing it are two different things, and you got to go out there and get it.
So the ultimate question is it a disappointment if they don't make the playoffs this year?
I would say, given
Briere's answer was, well, we don't have to make the playoffs for it to be a good season, but if certain players don't take the next step and show that we're progressing, that's when we're not happy.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that sentiment. I mean, this is all in the players. Players have to step up, and I think when we've beaten this drum a lot, but it's true. If Owen Tippett does what he's supposed to do and scores 10 more, or a Forrester can get going at the beginning of the year and not have you don't hear from him scoring wise, and all of a sudden, whoa, look at him, and he scores 25. He said, well, that guy's capable of scoring 30. How come he's not doing that? I do think Michkov scores 30. I think that guy will be an 80-point guy. I think that guy is very close to a point per. He's not quite there yet, but I think in the next, you've added Zegras and you have them on the power play. Look out, that's going to be really, really good.
I remember the first game last year. He had a brilliant pass to, I don't remember who it was, but if they score the goal, he's got a point already.
Yeah,
and it didn't happen. You put him with people who can finish. I absolutely agree with you. It'll be a point per game.
Yeah. So
no doubt.
Yeah, I want to say that they will be on the outside looking in, but it won't be as deep. So what I'm meaning is, if the point you get is at 90 for the second wild card, Flyers will be at 87 points. That's where I think they're going to be. that means they're probably going to win.
So they're not finishing fourth worst.
They're not finishing fourth worst, but they are probably in the lower to mid tier. If you're talking, top 16 that have, the draft or whatnot, they're going to be around 12th, 13th. They're not going to be 6th like we were last year. We're not going to be in the top 4. We're going to be right there. It's just that next step. And I think that's where I think Briere wants this team to be. Bonus if they get in, of course. But if they're right there, that just shows Briere it's like, okay, we're just a couple players away. And I think the solving of all of this is in net, to be perfectly honest. If they find
absolutely
that next good goaltender, which we thought we had, thanks a lot, Carter Hart. If we find that next great goaltender, we got a much better chance.
Well, I don't think the great next goaltender is on the team.
No.
He's either in Lehigh Valley or across the big pond right now.
Over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Vragan.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. If they don't make the playoffs, I'm not going to be heartbroken. It's going to be a matter of why.
Yeah.
If they didn't make it because their players gave it the best shot, but the goaltending was shoddy, it's like, okay, well, you see the issue is goaltending.
Mm-hmm.
That's where things need to be patched up.
Mm-hmm.
But the players are, taking the next step. Great. If it's because Michkov regressed and Tippett regressed again, and Forster regressed and Cates regressed, then I'm like, now we have a problem.
Yeah.
That's when you work.
Where is this rebuild going? That kind of a deal, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
I also don't think everything I asked to happen will happen. There's somewhere in between.
So you're kind of like with me. You're kind of like right. Would you say that they're right? Would be right on the border?
I think
second wild card?
They'll certainly be closer than they were last year.
Yeah. Given the state of that division, and that division, I think, has there's 3 legitimate, you could argue 3 legitimate, like, playoff contenders: Carolina, New Jersey, and I would argue the Rangers. Those 3 would occupy the top 3. It's the matter of the 5. Washington, Pittsburgh, Columbus, for God's sakes. The Islanders stink. Because can we get out of that molasses is what I want. That kind of a deal. Right. That's the optimistic side of me. It's like, yeah, I think we are better than those 4 teams, and we can be in contention. But it's, a lot of things have to be falling into place in order for that to happen. So I'm looking forward to it. It's like, it's a great, it's better where we were last year, I will say. I think the moves that have been made have addressed a lot of really good things. They've signed the key pieces.
Yes.
It's a net positive. We've gotten Ellis, that albatross, off of our books from the cap space. He's not an albatross as a player, but you know what I mean. That whole cap is gone. That, to me, when that news came out today, that was like the end of the Chuck Fletcher era. This is now Danny Briere's team completely, right?
Yeah.
This is now Danny Briere's team fully. He has cleaned the house out now, and now it's a matter of making sure that you've got everything in place. You got the furniture set in the right spot so that you can come in and say, "Hey, come on out to the arena, watch us play." Entertaining brand of hockey. Got a great coach. Got good young players. We'll see. Yep. I'm looking forward to it, dude. I'm looking forward to coming the year with you again. This is always a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just that the first week just worries me because
it's gonna be hell. It's gonna be hell.
A lot of tough games. Yeah. Carter Verhaeghe, come up with the flu or something.
Right? Sam Bennett, just pull a muscle or something like that. We just need these points over here, real quick.
Yeah, exactly. Brad Marchand, you need a walker.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't really need that cash. Get out of here.
You're in Florida now. Go get
retire. Go away.
Exactly.
That kind of a deal.
All right. Well, that wraps up the first episode of the 25-26 season. We'll be back at you in 2 weeks to cover what happened in that first little bit.
Yeah.
Of the season. Hopefully, we've got some Flyers wins to talk about. If not, we'll just bitch and complain about the goaltending because I know that's what Matt wants to go off on. So until we see you in 2 weeks, let's go Flyers.